Order filled. Order filled.
Alright, I'm going to get short right here. So you can get a nice little pullback. And it's not a flag. I'm hoping it's not a flag. And hoping it doesn't push back up into the 90s. But I'm going to take a chance. So. I want this thing to flush, but it doesn't look like it's going to flush. I'm going to probably pop all up into the 91s. I just don't want to go long there. This is not going to happen. I don't want to go long up into here. Could it squeeze me out? Yep. Sure can. It most likely will. There it goes. I'm going to add one more.
Order filled.
Filled. Better average. I almost might want to take some off here. But I'm going to see if I could roll back over one more time. One more time down. Hopefully it does not hold the 85s. It could, but if it doesn't, then it might crack right here. So I'm looking for the crack. There's some crack. One more pull right back down. One more pull. One more pull. There it is.
Order filled.
Cover 2 on that one. Got one more left. That was a nice. Okay, it's gonna pop back up. I'm looking for another rejection here. So I'll pull up against me a little bit and then continue to roll back over. We'll see though. We'll see if it can do it and not hold the 80s. Not hold the 80s. Short the pops. Couldn't get it up. There it is. Everybody who's thought they can go long, they're getting stuffed. So now they're freaking out. It's here it comes. Here's the snap. I'll cover right there at 72 if I can get it. I'm gonna get one more short here, I think. So pop back up.
Order filled.
Short. See if we can get it to come right back down. Let's see if we can stuff it again. One more snap back down. Probably gonna cover at 78. One more flush back down is what I'm looking for. I don't want to see this thing hold. Let's see, one more flush. It's trying to hold. I might get aggressive here. Go short 2 more.
Order filled.
I know this is like getting a little crazy here, but I want to see this thing reject again. One more time. See if I can snap it down. One more time. My position's 3. I thought I had 4. That's okay. 4 works. One more down. One more little pull.
Order filled. Order
There
filled.
it is. Nice. Up 530. Right there. Oh, I was up like 50 or something. I don't know. Up 530 now. This PA counts now at 2,095. And this is my third day trading it. Right into a little supply right there. Rejection, came back. It's kind of holding though, but still the trend is down into this area. It could definitely flush and retest back down in the 50s. So continue to watch it. And this is the 22 tick chart. I wanted to see this snap right here, and that's what I wanted to all the way down into here the 60s, but I didn't get it. That's okay. You're gonna see a snap, you know. So what you do is you put your buy order in right here. So watch like this. You put your buy order in right here. It's gonna be break a structure, so right here at 66. Oh, it's the lows. No wonder. Not sure I want that. They're trying to hold those lows. Not let them get retested again.
Order filled.
I'm going to go short here and let it go retest the lows. See if we can get a retest and not hold the bottoms. Just for a quick scalp, you could also go down to just the mid 60s here. So they're trying to hold that. If that fails, that's going to pull back down. Hopefully right to the 67s here. Probably a new low real quick. Just a quick snap and then back up. Most likely. This could break pretty bad actually. I'm going to see what I can do here. I'm going to add one more short if I can get a fill.
Order filled.
One more short just for the snap down. Watching it. Watch this thing break right here. So I'm going to draw a line. Watching for that to snap and break, not hold. Could hold. It's looking like it could hold. But it's a better flag. And then what I'd like to see is it just kind of snap down here. Kind of holding. Could always break back up. I want to see a quick snap down to like the 67, so I'll do like a 68 grab if I can get it. Just a quick snap down. So 68.25, that's the bottom of this one here. See if it can hold. There's the snap. Ooh. Should be it. This should be the snap. Real quick here. This needs to be it. This could break out now. If this holds, this could break out. I need to have this thing flush, but if this thing holds, this thing can go right back up. Come on. You're almost there. You can do it. One more quick to the lows. It's right there. Ooh, it might not. No, it's going to break out now. This just might hold. We'll see. This could potentially hold. Or it could fake out and then get snapped right back down again. But usually these break out. Yeah, these usually break out, so I don't know. Slow markets. There's room for a big rip to 88 if it could break out here. Ooh, ooh, it's getting crazy. Then break back up. Like I said, it has potential to squeeze up to the 88s now. Yeah, it's going back up. Double bottom, held the lows, continued back up, but I don't believe it. I think it's going to snap right back down. I think it's going to flush. Ooh, flushing back down. All the way back down and then retesting the lows. Just some dirty action, you know? Gross. Watching it, it's kind of chopping around right now. Trying to hold the 70s, which it looked like it did a good job, but we'll see if it'll break out here. I'm short, obviously. I don't want it to break out, but we'll see. Still kind of lower here. This is low. This is also on the 22 tick chart. Over here's my 5-minute chart. Just watching it. It could break out against me. Yeah, this is what I was thinking it was going to do earlier. I think it's going to reject. I still do think it's going to reject. It's going to be nasty. Like, down there, yep. Right down the lines. Let's see if we can snap and break that low down and then not hold on the 70s. Just looks trappy to me. Like, not trappy as far as the shorts go, but more trappy as far as the longs go. It could trap some shorts like me down here, which I kind of got it a little low on this, but I was kind of right. It was a bear flag, and then it kind of just got eaten up, and they're sort of holding their line up here. But I could also get crazy and start adding, but if it squeezes, it could squeeze me out pretty bad. Especially if it claims the 80s and then rips all the way back up to the 88s. So I'm watching it. We'll see what happens. Just kind of weak action. I'm expecting some shenanigans. Definitely a pullback down would be nice, but we'll see how it plays. Right now it's just kind of holding up a little bit up here. The 70s, mid 70s. A little higher lows. Just don't know if it's got enough oomph to get through those 80s and sustain it, because it's kind of a supply zone up there. everything's trending down. If it traps all those longs up there, they're just gonna bail. It's trying to hold this line. But once that thing gives, it's gonna retest the 70s again, right back down here. And then once it retests that, we'll see if it could hold, which I don't think that'll hold, and then it'll go retest the lows. That's what I think's gonna happen. So the mid 70s are kind of holding now. I just think that it won't be able to get above this line again now. That's it. I think that's gonna now be able to roll over for me and come back down to my entry. But we'll see. If it pops, it's gotta pop hard and go right back up into the 80s. That's the only way it's gonna save this thing. I'm gonna reshort this pop, I think.
Order filled.
It doesn't look that good. It looks like a lie, because it's like low, lower, that's lower. Hopefully it stays low. And it's not like a flag and breaks out. Which could. It might. I'm gonna take 2 off, I think, to get a better average right here. So like, there we go. Boom. Cover some here.
Order filled. Order filled.
Oh, that went off barely. Try to get it off, dude, because I knew it was gonna snap. I didn't know, but I was hoping it was gonna snap. There, going back down to my entry down in the 70s. Now here's that snap I was looking for. Whatever. I'll try to get.
Order filled.
There's that break. That's low a day. So it just hit low a day. That's what I was saying. It was going to hopefully happen, but I got out too early because I was like, oh well, it's not doing it. Anyway, I've already hit my goal for the day. I can't make, once you have a PA account, you gotta have a consistency rule or whatever. So like, I try to keep to like the 780s, 740s. So there it is. This one's done. I have another account. I only have 2 accounts. This one's got 0 in it. So there's that big old slap right there, the break of that nice little small trend line on my 22 tick chart, and then watching this 5-minute chart just looks bearish. Doesn't look like it's going to do much. I mean, don't get me wrong, it can maybe hold over here looking left, you know. Maybe there's some support there, but as of right now, I wouldn't want to really go long on this. If I did, it's a quick scalp, but all I'm going to do is wait for another one to break. So like, I would draw another line from here up. So here it is. Wait for this thing just to snap again, and then retest the lows, which are right here. So maybe one more pop up, and then start getting short again. So like, let it retest the 70s, see if the 70s could fail again. Like right now, it's looking like it could, and then you could average in a little bit too. This could also be like another failed like bear flag. So you draw another line up here if you want to go long and be like, all right, if it breaks over this, I'm going long. So here, so right here, you can say, okay, I'm going to go long, right? And then you go, okay, buy. And then I'm actually not going to go long here because I don't think it's nice. This is that break and retest. So like, it broke this little line here of support. This was all supporting, and then just snapped, come back up, retest it here, and then you can get short again here. Just one. We'll see though. You gotta see a rejection. Usually it's nice to have a big tail, come up, reject, come back down. Okay, so this thing's gonna push back up to the mid 70s. So it's testing the mid 70s that it was holding at, and then broke. Now it's coming back down to retest it, and it's not really holding, kind of holding. It's just pulling back on a granular level, that is. So looking at it, it's trying to hold. In my opinion, I'm going to get short here. It's a good spot to get short. Nice little pop up. Should pop up here.
Order filled.
Fill me, and then roll back over. And then I'm thinking it should now fail. Trap all these longs up here, and then crack right back down again. Is what I like to see on this one. So I'll draw this line out. I got short up here, which it could go up a little bit. That's fine though. And then also drawing more lines, like just showing more resistance of other traders where they might be looking at. So like if they're looking at this, it's like boom, 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 keeps hitting its head. It's not breaking out. Could break out, but I mean, as of right now, it's not breaking out. And then go right back down low and test the lows again, which is only a few points, which is what, 10 points or something like that. So this is a nice little wick on the 5-minute candle, as in like maybe a possible support, but it could also go back down and retest it. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so going back up. Okay, the mid 70s are holding until they don't, and then they potentially fail. So they're holding, but they went to that resistance line. This could be the kind of the turn though too, as it goes and then breaks back out too. Something to keep in mind. So it goes back up to the 80s. So now it's breaking out of here. This could be legit, but that's why I only have one contract on. Okay, coming back up, retesting the 82s. 82s could squeeze, and then it could be a big pop coming out of here. 84s. 80 back to the 82s. Ooh, uh-oh. That ain't good if it goes right back to the 82s like that. And then if this can't hold the 80s, that means it's going to come right back down. Most likely. And then maybe you'll get some buyers coming in trying to buy it, but if they start getting slammed, you're going to see this thing get snapped. So right now, there's a lot of selling going on. And then if that snaps, there it goes down, back down, testing my mid-70s. Will it hold? Maybe. I wouldn't hold my breath on that, honestly. There's going to be a pop. Okay, there's a nice little pop. I'm going to go short again, see if I can get a little fill here.
Order filled.
See if we can get a little bit of a better average, maybe. If we could pop right back down. I don't believe this at all. I think it's going to roll over. This is just trapping a bunch of longs up here. I mean, they could still get a pop and a push. Who knows, right? I'm watching it. But I don't think I would want to chase this thing long up here, to be honest. It's going into like a resistance area. It could squeeze all the way up. It could. It could. It's the market, right? But it could also just roll right back over again. Come right back down. And reject. This is a 15 period SMA. So it ran right into it, rejected off of it, and is now pulling back down. Pulling back down into the 80s. The 80s are kind of trying to hold up. Looks like it's going to flag. It might push, which is not great for me, but it's not looking like a huge, strong push. It's just kind of sort of trying to push up. Like I said, it could be rounding on the bottom here to push up higher. I was trying to get short. I was trying to add one more on that pop. Here comes the pullback. It went right into my supply zone here. This could be hitting all the stops. Stop, 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 stop. 80's trying to hold. There's the push back down to like almost the mid 70s on this one. And it's going to try to bounce one more time. I think it's going to be a weak bounce and then roll over and then go back down like that. I got to watch out though because it could pop right back up here because that's just going to hit some stops. I think it's going to be a weak bounce. Won't be like that significant. 80, 81 at best, and then not hold up and then pull back down and really snap all those longs that got in there, and then maybe go retest the bottoms back down here and into the 60s, maybe like the 70s, 60s area. That's what I'm thinking. But I gotta watch with this little trend line too. Watching it, it's kind of bear flagging. I don't want this to rebound here at all. So I'm watching these mid 70s. I want to see them not really hold up. As of right now, kind of getting just a little tug of war going on. It doesn't look that strong. I wouldn't want to go long here. I'd freak out if I was long. It could work, but at the same time, it could also snap right back down. I think it's an 80-81 pop and then drop. But we'll see. There was 80, 81 roughly. See, what's not good is if it reclaims this and can push all the way back up, then it's going to be showing a little bit more strength. And this thing's actually starting to flatten out here in the 5-minute chart in the bottom, which I'm watching as well. Okay, this thing's pushing back up. I'm not believing it at all. I'm going to add one more.
Order filled.
I'm going to see if I can get a better average. I'll probably cover right when I see it pull back down again. It's going to try to start holding the 80s if it wants to push higher, which is fine. And I understand this can go against me. I get it. I just want to see the retest back here to the mid 70s, so I'll take some off down here at the 76.50s. See if I can get a little pop back down there. That's actually too high. I'll go 7725 just to get off those two contracts to see if I can actually have it drop a little more. It's probably gonna flush out here. I'm gonna be like, God darn, I should have kept it, down here, which it's trying to hold up. I took it off because I'm gonna hold off. See if I can cover down here a little bit further. This is the stops right here. So the stops are right there in like the mid 70s and stuff. So yeah, they're gonna try to buy it back up, but there are also a bunch of stops there. So if it gets pushed back down, those stops will all get hit, right? So I'll do at like right here. I'll buy two at like 28.74 because there's a bunch of stops in here. If it goes below 8.75, boom, 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 the stops they start selling. Well, then I'm gonna buy into that sale. I'd like to see it drop. I hope it doesn't break back out here. I'd like to see one smack down, a little wick down right here. Okay, they try to pop it up there. Watching it. It could pop. It could. But it's like, that's not, I would not want to long that. That's trappy. I would draw a line, here. I just don't see. I wouldn't buy that. This is me. I wouldn't buy that. I would not want to buy that. You get trapped right here. It hits this line. It rejects off that trend, small trend line. Yeah, it could be a flag. It could be anything. However you really want to see it. It could be a flag for sure. But I also think it's going to snap down here first into these like mid 70s again. But if you get buyers, you get buyers. Just gonna watch it. I do gotta realize I do have the 3 contracts on now, so kind of watch my size, and if it really does start going against me, okay, there it goes. It was lagging in the chart, but good squeeze. Unfortunately, my contract size is a little bit steep. It's a little steep. Yeah, this thing's kind of curling as a whole. Who's at the door? Somebody's at my door. Okay, it's starting to push up now. Hey, do you not answer that? Oh, it's delivery? Okay. I was like, what is going on here? Food delivery. Alright, so now it's kind of going up into that area. It's testing it again. The unfortunate part is it could squeeze all the way up into the 90s, 91s, and then I didn't take off like anything. So I'm going to right now. Alright, so here's the game again. Now it's going to see if it can't hold these 80s. It's going to slap it maybe back down into these mid 70s, which got an order down here. Wanted to hit the 74. Just waiting for it to do it. I might have to bail out and get a better dollar cost average, but we'll see. Hopefully this is the nice little slap down in the pool. But if it holds, it's not good. So we'll see. They're going to try to do a little higher low here. I'm hoping for a snap down. I might have to bring this up. I really don't want to because it's like I know it's got the potential to slap back down, but at the same time, you're shorting that low with it just keeping getting bought up. So, you know, it's just one of those things that do you really need to be, you know, you got to read what's going on here. It's trying to hold. It's trying to squeeze out the shorts. You know, it's been holding up. Do you now hammer it? Do you add here? They're all gonna pop it. It's gonna squeeze. Good. I feel like slamming this thing. Short.
Order filled.
Oh, yeah, hit it short. See if I can reject right here in this supply zone. So reject it down. I'll even take it there. I'll take these two off. I'm going to see a nice little pullback is what I need to see, but this thing's squeezing. I can get squeezed. I understand that. See if I can get a pullback. Nice healthy pullback. All the way down to the 80s. See what happens here. Like I said, the 91s could definitely hit, but need to see it roll over. Buyers are stepping up. Let's see what my drawdown is. 13. Squeezing. See, this 5-minute candle's breaking out pretty good right here. See if we can pull back now a little. I don't want to blow it up, but Starting to look like the resistance might turn into support, but we'll see. We'll see if we can pull back down here. Trying to watch it. Yeah, they're starting to buy it up. Might have to cover this one. It's looking like a flag. Okay, there's the pull. Back down a little bit. Let's see if it could hold. Need to snap down hard. They're trying to buy it. See what my drawdown is. Down to 1500 now. Okay, let's see if I can get it down. Back down into the 80s. Going down. Going down. Potentially it'll pop here. Hopefully nothing. Hopefully nothing. This is supposed to be like a hold spot. The mid 80s.
Yeah, but your body still makes the thing for a while.
Okay, watching. I don't want to see that. There's a little pop. Hopefully now it just continues to roll over. Just watching this thing grind back down. Hopefully it doesn't want to pop back up and retest. Let's see it come back down and test the 80s. I would think it would pop back up and go long again. So I might be switching my bias here. But I gotta stick with it because I think, you know, if I switch it's gonna be wrong. So I think this is gonna continue to grind back down. So I gotta wait. I'm gonna be patient. Because if this can snap the mid 80s here, it's gonna be huge. I'm just gonna buy it just to average and only have one available on there. Okay,
Order
good.
filled.
Nice. Look at that snap. There it is. That's only one contract, unfortunately. Oh, it's so unfortunate. Because I was right. I just had to wait and I had too much size.
Order filled.
Alright. Well, whatever. At least I kind of waded my way through that one a little bit, which was good. Up 99 on the day. I took the account and risked a lot of it, but that's okay. Because, you know, all these accounts, you get them and then you risk them a little bit. I mean, obviously that was a little too much risk, and if they review me on that, it's like I was down more than what my account should have been down, so. But this is like basically a 5-minute drop, curl up, and then pop, short the pop, and then come back down. So I would say maybe go long here, just to, oops, missed it. I didn't get it because I didn't. It goes back up. That's like a break and retest. So like it broke, you know, into this supply here, goes all the way across. Now rejecting. So break, retest, break, down again. But then going into the 80s, it's tough doing that. And then also drawing this here. So there's kind of like more support. So it's getting caught. It's getting caught. Alright, slamming its head right back into supply again. Just watching it. Will it reject and go back down and test the lows down here in the 60s? I don't know. There's been a lot of chop. This is the 22 tick chart here that I'm working. I watch the 5-minute as another barometer. So I'm watching this go back up and see what's going to do in the supply. It could be a bear flag, but the bear flags have not really been holding up. So we'll see. 80s, 82s. I wouldn't mind actually going long here. Kidding. I don't want to go long into a supply like that. I just can't. I mean, yeah, I could get squeezed out, but it's just not even. It's not even worth it. Just watching how it's acting. Could be like that head and shoulders pattern on a this type of time frame. And then watch the neck here snap at the mid 70s. That's fine. So I'm gonna take one right here, right there. See if we can get a short. See if it'll fill me. Doubt it. Doubt it'll go fill.
Order filled.
Ooh, there we go. I might want to go right there. 84. I'm okay with 84. 84 for a one contract. That's fine. I'm gonna have it snap this line here and come back down into the mid 70s, ideally. So I'll say maybe I'll grab like I'm just scalping, so I'll grab like one contract, see if we can cover at like 78. So what's that? 6 points. Wonder if I can get one more short. I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss the short. Trying to get the 85.
Order filled.
Oh, it got me. Oh, now it's pushing back up into the supply zone. We'll see if it can hopefully reject. This 5-minute chart kind of held up a little bit though. It didn't even go to the lows. Continue to watch it, see if it can snap this little small trend line here on this way up. Because everything's getting a little smaller. Like kind of rejecting in this little area here. Right here in the mid 80s. It's kind of holding it, but it's like not too many buyers. And if it could snap right here, bring it down, cover. I'd like to ideally cover in the 78s. It's a little bit, it almost seems like it's not going to move that much right now because of time of the day. Looks like it's going to be just kind of grinding around, testing, trying to hold the mid 80s, push back up into the 90s, go regain control up here. It's all in the supply zone though, so I gotta watch that. I think it's not a bad spot. I think it's a good spot to maybe trap some longs and then just roll them over. Have it come back down into just another 10 points. It's nothing too crazy. It's just a lower high. I mean, looking at that, it looks like a lower high to me. Shapes. I'll just do an eclipse here. So you have a high up here. And then, you know, if this could be your lower high here. And then also, if you're thinking about that, I don't play this very often, but head and shoulders, I don't know. And so if now it's squeezed. So it's squeezing back up in supply, which then getting squeezed against. That's just what happens. Okay, so I'm watching it. Watching it, rejecting off the top. That's like the what, 91s? Yep, 91s. It's rejecting. See what it's gonna just do. Well, it's not rejecting, it's just pulling back. Pulling back. Watching it for rejection, that's what I'd like to see. Let's get squeeze out. Let's see what my drawdown is. Not bad. Who wants to get long here? That's that play where if you get long and it squeezes you out, man, it's rough. Trying to learn about day trading? Sorry, I wasn't really looking at much of the comments. Thanks for the hearts. Is there any volume? I don't have any volume on here, but I can add it. Yeah, you're not going to get much volume right now. This thing's squeezing. No, it's this is their squeeze. This is why you don't have to trip about this thing. It's gonna hopefully reject. You're in a supply zone. Like, yeah, it could rip. It could go out, squeeze you out, and keep going up. It's true, but I don't know. It's not really. I wouldn't mind dumping, and I really wanted to add 2 right there. Just get a better dollar cost average. See, so when you're trading prop firms, it's it's a lot less stressful because you only have 100 and something bucks in each account invested. Now, if you go and you drop a ton of money on a real account, that's when you're starting to go, okay, and you're gonna start maybe freaking out a little bit. There's the crack. Watching for the crack of this. That's good. I want it to crack, retest, fail, and then come back down to the lows. We'll see if it can dump right here. I would love to add a ton right here short, but I know that it can squeeze right back up into these 90s. So I got to be careful. See if it'll wash out the mid 80s here. We'll see. I mean, it's just unfortunate because I got short where I got short, but I want to see it crack like that. I gotta cover. Oops, I didn't cover. Oh, I'm gonna actually hold. I don't know if this is gonna hold right here. This might snap again, guys. Watch this thing break again. There it goes. I'm gonna cover one there in the 77s. That's where I originally wanted to cover. Was 77. That was that 6 points that I wanted. I think it's got more. Down to the 75s.
Order filled.
Okay, right down to the bottom here. Perfect cover. We'll see if this thing cracks down and doesn't even hold this, dude, and just snaps harder. It's got to bounce here. I mean, it doesn't have to, but it could. Let's watch it. Probably going to bounce here. There's going to be covers going in, because I'll cover for sure. And then if you short here, this is when you get screwed, because now you're shortening the hole. This thing bounces up against you. That was it. That was a nice little trade. I'm up 413.30 on the second Apex account. So here's my first one. This one today. I was doing it earlier. I was live as well. 743 on this one. And 413 on this one, so that means I only have like another 300 and something bucks left that I can make in a day on those accounts. Again, this is the 22 tick chart over here. This is my 5-minute chart over here. So this was that head and shoulders pattern. We were expecting maybe this neckline here to snap. This is with that head and shoulders pattern. This is the part that's supposed to snap, and that's where I covered in that area. I said I'd get it.
What?
I said I'd get that.
I'm aware.
What are we doing for dinner?
I'm already making food.
Oh, nice. Thank you. Nice. All right. I don't know where you guys are at, but we're out here in California. All right. So this thing bouncing off support down here on this granular, 22 tick chart. Watching this thing bounce to the 80s. I'd say wait for it to come back down and retest the low here. Wait for it to be able to maybe hold. Just because this is like a possible bear flag again. But these bear flags haven't really been holding up. They've been just rejecting. So like right here was a bear flag, and then it rejected, came out all the way back up into supply. And let's see, there was a bear flag here that rejected. It's like every time there was a bear flag that came down, it in this granular chart, in the 22 tick chart, just didn't hold up. Just didn't hold up. And then watching this thing's like trying to hold up, but it's just not, doesn't look that great to me. Like right here, it wouldn't be bad to get short. Wait for one more pop up and then just get short. Like try to get somewhere in between the 85s and the 80 area. Just one little pop up and then just watch it roll over. 82s. It's not gonna hold. This thing's gonna dump. I don't see it holding. It's gonna dump. Back down here to the mid 70s. This is what I would think. Come right back down. And then maybe even hit some stops right here. The one thing you got to understand though is trading these slower markets is the volume's just not there. Obviously, look at this, volume's like nothing. But here we go, kind of testing the mid 70s. It's so hard to want to go long, like honestly. Because if this thing just dumps out, it goes boom all the way down into the lows, which the lows are only 10 points away, roughly, right? 64. Okay, there's a little pop. They're trying to save it. The 5 minute looks good. I'll go long here. 77's a little high, but I think that this could break out and go push back up because it's been doing that. That's just been the weird. Yes, it's downtrending, but this thing just. So if you draw a line on this 22 tick chart, yeah, the kids are getting pissed again. This looks nice to break down here, but that's why I'm long, because I'm like, well, you're in the hole. That's the unfortunate part when it's breaking down. So it's not a great spot to short. But it could try to get some bids right here, because this is showing like a decent little spot to get some bids. Like the mid 70s, whatever. Yeah, I got a couple bucks above where I wanted to be in, but I'd like to see like a nice pop into the 80s, 81s, and then that's pretty much all I think would happen out of all this. And that's being optimistic, so I'll say I can't see much at 81.
Hi, Dad.
Hi.
I'm just doing a fit that shoes.
There it is. There's that pop. I'll go one more higher just to push it. Okay, there it is. Yeah, so 81, 81.75. Not bad. Okay. I understand she's throwing a fit. It's fine. And then, as you can see now, it's like kind of rejecting off of it, that little area. But don't think it's just going to reject, because it could go here, pull up, and then pull back down here to this little small granular trend line at the 22 tick chart, and then pop back off that, and then start pushing back up here to my little this is my little resistance zone up here. And it has been squeezing up a lot. It's kind of been annoying because I've been shorting it and I had to sit through some pain. But let's see what I'm at for the day on this account now. 495. Like I said, I'm just scalping. I scalp these accounts. I had a bunch of accounts, and then I get aggressive at the open. I get too much size, and then pop, and then there goes your account. I'm not a perfect trader by all means, but I do get payouts. You could also be forking out a lot of money in evaluations if you're not smart or careful, or actually it's not. You can be smart and careful, whatever, but really when it comes down to it is your size and risk management. So, and then how fast you want to pass an eval. Because I could pass one in one day, but I do that most of the time. I will do that, and I'll blow the account or whatever if I have to. But on Apex is cool when they have the 80% off deals, at least right now. 90 even better. But you can buy those evals, and with TopStep, your eval's $50. These ones are the 50,000 counts are $33.40 or something like that, and then you could buy a few evals, and then your monthly, is $105, which never buy unless you're. unless you're a super conservative trader, I would never buy the lifetime, membership or whatever it is for when you're having the fee at the end, the activation fee. I just do the month to month. I've done the lifetime, and I've never kept an account even long enough. Especially if you rotate accounts, meaning like you get in with one account here at, like, let's say 79. You're like, I'm going to short this, and then so you short here at 79, $80, or sorry, 80. So 20,880. You short here, and then it goes up, it rips up against you into the 90s, 96s, and then you get another account and you short it up here, and you keep stacking your accounts like they're individual bets. That's called rotating your accounts. And what you're trying to do is you rotate your evaluation accounts to the point where it's like, okay, then it comes up to a spot where you're like, okay, it's been pretty exhausted coming back up here. Everyone's been kind of squeezed out. It now needs to come back, and then you take your funded account and you come in with your funded account and short it, whatever, right? And so that's the theory behind it. You could blow your account. You could, say it drops, this thing's dropping. You start going, okay, I'm going to buy at this level, and if you're on the 5-minute chart, then you're looking left, obviously. So if we're looking left here, and you're like, okay, how's this thing look? Okay, it's trending up. Okay, and then so you're going to want to throw in all your lines prior to. But if you're like, hey, this thing's coming down, so right now it's running into it's got a trend line that it's kind of going into on the 5-minute chart. But also, you could, this is just an area, a zone, right? But what I'm getting at is you could stagger your accounts to where you're betting or whatever, playing each zone with a different account. And if it reverses and goes into your favor, then now maybe all 3 accounts or 4, how many accounts you just threw into that rotation just starts banking, and then you start covering if you're short or selling when you're. So here you go. Okay, as they're pulling back down in the mid 70s again. This is that deal. Like this thing. If this thing snaps, it's gonna snap. When it snaps, it's horizontal line here. So I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. Okay. So this is like your little support line. Yeah, when this thing snaps, though, this thing's gonna it's gonna be dirty. It's gonna be dirty. But here's the thing: if you're gonna short into resistance, just slow markets like that, obviously the volume is quite low. That way, it's like you know that you can take a little bit bigger size because the volume's low. So you're like, I know this thing is not going to move like 50 points. It'll move, 10, 15, 20 points. I mean, maybe 20 points, but maybe a little bit later when the London session's going on and, they're coming in to bet, whatever. So anyway, see right here, you can go, hey, there's going to be a breakout. So you draw a line right there, and then it breaks out, and then, but this is going to be like not your stop, but just understand this is support, right? So here it comes back down, testing support. You'd want to see this thing break, come down, retest, come in, fail again, and then come back down. That's that whole break and retest strategy. I mean, it's just legitimately, where you're going to get in and where you're going to get out if it goes against you. Or you got to create like a zone, okay? And then have like an X amount that you're willing to risk on that trade. So here's that breaching of the support, but then they're trying to hold it up. But then if you put like a buy down here, it'll hit the stops, and then it'll probably reverse and go back up right here. So like you put in a stop right here, right there, and then so now I'm going to throw a bid in.
Order filled.
Okay, so I threw a bid in long. So that comes down and hits the stops, right? So now I put a bid in, but normally it'd be like, oh, you put you put in where the people put their stops in. So this is that break and retest. Now it's come back up, and then you're going to see if this is going to retest this area. What you want to see is a rejection and then come back down. Okay, that's that, because now it broke support. Remember how I was like, oh, it's going to break support? So now it broke support, right? You want to see this thing come back up into the mid 70s. So it's 20,875. You want to see it hold below this. You don't want to see it pop against that and pop up against it. But you know what? I don't think it's going to hold. I think it's going to go right above this line and regain because it hit all the stops. Okay? And now, if it rejects here, then sure, that's when you would get short. But I don't think it's going to reject. I think it's going to regain support like it just did there. So it's pulling back a little bit, but we'll see. I mean, it could reject, but I think it's going to go right back up into the 80s. I'll probably get out because I'm just trying to grab points here in this it's not an evaluation, my PA account. Hopefully I have the right account. I think I grabbed the wrong one, unfortunately. I'm going to sell. Oh, no, I think I'm good.
Order filled.
Alright, so I filled that one. Yeah, that's cool. Because I have 2 PA accounts. I don't have a lot. I just got a couple. It's probably going to hit the 80s. Okay, but that, anyways, that's that. There it goes. 80s would be up here. It could, but anyway, like I said, it's gonna break below this, and then the retest. So there's a zone, though, right? So now, say you're like, okay, my zone's gonna be up to here. So the break and retest isn't a break, retest exactly right here at this line. It's gonna be break, retest like $5, $10. So right here, let's say now I go short. I'm just gonna see if they can fill me, because I think it could actually roll over here.
Order filled.
All right, so now I'm gonna short. Hopefully it doesn't hold. So just as an example, so now I'm short right there. It's going down $40. Okay, cool. It's going down. So now here's the break and retest. It broke support, came back up. I gave it a zone, right? And then now I'm going to see if it could still hold and then keep pulling down for the short to continue to pan out and work out. So now down here, these are when all the stops are in too. More stops are below here. So if they're all long, as they coming in long here, they're going to have all their stops in as well. It's kind of going against me. They might try to hold, but I don't. We'll see. I don't think so. I wouldn't go long here. I think that it's gonna maybe roll over here. We'll see. It could push through, but I don't really care. Just gonna watch it. You draw a line again, and then watch it snap. Watch it snap your line. So here's your line. Line goes there. So it's going into resistance, right? This is the support becomes resistance now, and then breaks this, and then this would be like a bear flag. So here's your bear flag now. Snaps this, comes down into the 70s, ideally, right? So it's going to try to hold this support, this line here, and go up, and then the longs could get trapped here, and then it can just really snap down, even come down here to the lows, because it's only like $8 away from the lows, so not even that much. So it's really gonna struggle to try to like hold up and hold these, this area. They're really pushing, right? They're really pushing. Oh, they're pushing. I'm shorting it again.
Order filled.
I'm gonna add one more short. I don't believe it at all. It could really trap it could trap shorts, but that are kind of in the hole like me, where I was like, I'm gonna short in the hole. But it could also trap a lot of these longs, like, okay, it's gonna break back out. Okay, we're good. Let's get long now. And they get long right here, and then it rejects again, and really slams them down. Like for me, I can go, okay, well, let's get super conservative. I could be like, okay, 2, and then I'll be like, okay, stop by me at like 78.50. right? Which is like not a whole lot of risk, but could definitely pop against me for sure. Snap me out, hit all my stops, pop, 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 and then come right back down. Okay, here goes. There's that rejection I just talked about. Here comes the snap. Snap. Covering one, maybe?
Order
Okay,
filled.
there's one covered down here. Oops. Get out of there. Okay, it came back. Now it's going to try to hold back up. It's trying to hold back up. I covered one. I want to see if I can get one more pull back down, but they're really They're really trying to hold it up. So there's the squeeze. Yeah. Okay, there's something going on. Now we got some volume coming in. They're trying to really hold it here. So now they're trying to squeeze all the shorts out. So there was that dirty pullback down, and then now it's gonna. We'll see. We'll see if it'll hold. It might push up, but watch out. It could just snap right back down because there was no merit there really. It was just like a bunch of squeezes. It was shorts getting squeezed out right there, and they're just buying it, right? And then if there's no volume to buy it up, this thing's going to come right back down again. Right back down again. Because there's no one to buy it. No one to buy it. They're going to try to hold the 80s. Don't get me wrong. The buyers are definitely going to try to hold the 80s. But guess what? It's going to be a tight leash. And if they can't get this thing pushing, they're going to be bailing out quick as it comes right back down to that support line. That's what I don't like. For me being short right now, I'm like, I say 73. Oh, I gotta change the combination here. I'll buy at 73, so we can get a little more. Come on down. Can I get it?
Order filled.
Order filled. All right, I'm actually gonna go get some dinner with the family here, but yeah, I'll leave it up. I'll just have it on mute or something. But there it is. Yeah, it's a little kind of just tricks in between. What I make on this account, I'm up 675, so it doesn't look like I'll be trading any PA accounts tomorrow morning at the open or anything like that, because I'm already pretty much at my goal for the day. Cool. All right. Just finished eating some dinner. Watching this thing come back down. Now it's kind of a confluence here. You have this trending line here, and then you have the support line here. So let's see if it could kind of push into that and keep that as support. But if it stays up here, it's going to be like a little higher low. Looking at the 5-minute chart, it's going to come into that, probably hold. So there it goes into the support line. I'm going to throw a bid out.
How much?
Order filled.
I'm okay if it breaks through. It's just hitting stops. There's the bounce.
Don't bite me either, though. You might want to get a spoon.
There's the bounce.
Order
I'm
filled.
going to cover right there at the top of this little range. Just like that. Little pop. I think that's all I can make today. Yeah. I'm at 757 on that account. On that PA account. And then I'm at 743.50 on this account. So basically it. I can't make any more because you have to have that consistency rule with Apex. So that's kind of where we're at right now. There it is, ripping back up into the 80s. Yeah, that's a nice little spot. You have a little confluence there, comes through, then squeezes right back up. I would have loved to hold on to that, but I could not because I can't go over my consistency rule, or else when I go get paid out, it will not match up, and they will say you need to be at this price or this amount or whatever, depending on how much you make. It's basically, if you make, let me look at my calculator here. Say if I made, $900, then you divide it by 0.3. That means I'd have to have a $3,000 balance, on top of the 50, so $53,000 balance before I'm able to pull out the request for $2,000, which it's fine. I went to pull out some the other day, and they only allowed me to pull out $1,100 and something, and I had like a $4,300 account at the time. So I don't know if they've changed their $2,000 policy or what. But then you have to have 8 trading days, 5 days of those with $50 or more. That's $50 or more. So, well, I think that's it for me during the slow hours here. I was able to capture enough profit on my 2 accounts. Maybe I will do some evals tomorrow. Go live again. We will see. If I do go live or whatever I'm going to, I'll schedule it. So go ahead and subscribe so you guys can hit the bell notification so you know when I'm going live. It'll notify you. But I am done for the evening. I had a $1,500 day. Yep. Perfect. Alright, you guys take care. Have a good night. Good luck trading. Remember, size down. Don't get too crazy with your size. And make sure you have a plan going into the trade. And if you don't, try to talk your way through it. Say, okay, I'm looking for this to come down into the support zone, hit these stops, and then pop right back up and to a higher whatever, and then take whatever profit you want. You could do the risk reward, so at 69, so that's a 75. That's roughly a $5-6 risk. For not necessarily an exact risk 1, win 2, but maybe a little less. But regardless of that, if you take bigger size, look at that, snap down to the 70s, holding. This is getting a little crazy coming down here. It's not going to keep bouncing. It's going to eventually crack. And then right here on the 5-minute chart, it's cracking this support, so watch out. Yeah, here it comes. It's coming down. It's going to maybe test the lows here, which is just down to 64s. We'll see. Could just be the one that goes below. Finally gets the lows. Because the last time it got down there, it held. It held right here. Held. Buying it back up. Alright, I'm going to end this live. You guys take care. See you, bye.
She's really full. She didn't even want to eat the rest of her ice cream.
Holy crap, I had it over an hour.
This tiny little cup.